My family didn't cut me off. They just expected me to keep paying for their lives while they erased me from theirs. The day I received a text banning me from Christmas was the day I realized I wasn't their son. I was their bank account. This is how I walked away and made sure the bridge burned so bright they could never follow. My heart was a lighthouse, beaming through every storm, but they snuffed it out. I'm Martin, and this is how I walked away from the wreckage of my family. That night, I was sprawled on my sagging couch in my Philadelphia apartment, a place that always smelled faintly of coffee and regret. Outside, the city roared with life, sirens blaring, street vendors shouting, a pulse of existence that never waited. Inside it was just me, my phone's glow slicing through the dusk, and some cop drama mumbling in the background. Then my phone buzzed, sharp as a splinter. A group chat notification popped up. Mom, Dad, my brothers Liam and Owen, my sister Grace, and Uncle Ray. That chat was our hub for bad puns, game night debates, and Grace's relentless vegan dessert recipes. But this time, it wasn't a pun. It was Mom's name, accompanied by a message that hit like a freight train. Christmas is at our house. Everyone's welcome except Martin. He's not invited. I reread it then once more, praying it was a mistake, but the words stared back, cold and deliberate. My own family had erased me from Christmas, and they did it. Publicly, reactions trickled in. Liam, thumbs up. Owen, thumbs up. Grace, thumbs up. Uncle Ray, always loud about his fishing tales, silently tapped that emoji like it was nothing. No one asked why. No one defended me. Just silence. Just betrayal. My fingers hovered, trembling, over the keyboard. I typed a response, deleted it, typed again. I wanted to shout, to curse them, to demand an explanation, but I didn't. I simply wrote, "Got it. I respect your choice. But you're done seeing me. Respect mine." Their reply. A storm of laughing. Emojis. They laughed like I was some bad joke. I threw my phone onto the couch. Thud was swallowed by the emptiness around me. My chest ached, not just with anger, but a raw, hollow grief. Like mourning a home I never truly had. A month earlier, everything seemed normal. I had walked into Mum's house for our usual Sunday dinner. The air was thick with the smell of warm bread and cider. I was in a good mood. New client at work, new jacket, ready for a night of family and laughter. Liam, Owen, Grace, Uncle Ray, they were all there, their voices loud, glasses clinking. I thought it was just another night. Then Dad smiled, sharp and cold. "Martin, we've been planning. We're all going to Fiji for Christmas." Grace jumped in. "Too bright, too rehearsed. I found this resort. Overwater bungalows, infinity pools. It's pricey, but it's heaven." I smiled, naive. "Sounds incredible. How much do I owe?" They laughed, not warmly. It was a laugh that prickled under my skin. Uncle Ray leaned closer, his tone slick. "Oh Martin, you're not pitching in. You're covering all of us." I blinked. "What?" Mom nodded as if she were asking me to pass the salt. "We added it up. For me, your dad, Liam, Owen, Grace and Ray, $1,000, 2 weeks luxury resort, spa days, snorkeling, the works." I laughed, expecting them to join me, but their faces remained serious, expectant. "You expect me to pay $24,000 for your vacation?" Grace shrugged, eyes gleaming. "You've got the money, Martin. I saw your savings app once. 14,000 at least. What's it sitting there for?" The room tilted. They were carving up my future like it was theirs, planning their tropical fantasy while I sat there invisible. I stood, my chair scraping against the floor. "I'm not your bank account. I'm not funding your fantasy." Dad's voice dropped, icy. "Martin, you're choosing yourself over family." I fired back. "Family doesn't rob you blind and call it love." Dinner ended in a suffocating silence. I left, the cold air outside biting harder than their words. That was a month ago. Since then, nothing. No calls, no texts. A void where a family should have been, but I had always been their safety net. Liam's phone bill, Owen's gym membership, Mom and Dad's house repairs. I covered it all, thinking it was love. Thinking it made me part of them. But staring at that group chat, those laughing emojis still fresh, I saw it for what it was. I wasn't their brother. I wasn't their son. I was their ATM 3 months before that brutal text. My boss Claire had called me into her office. "Martin," she said, "I'm opening a new office in Austin. I want you to lead it. Regional director, fat raise, total control." I had turned her down instantly. "I can't leave my family," I said, like an idiot. "They need me. They needed my paycheck that night. After the emojis, after the sting, I called Claire. "The Austin job," I said, keeping my voice steady. "Is it still open, Martin? You're in luck. We haven't filled it yet. You want it?" "Yes." "When can I start?" 2 months later, I was gone, sold my apartment, packed my life into a U-Haul. I didn't tell a soul, not Mom, not Dad, not Liam, Owen, Grace, or Uncle Ray. Just left Austin was alive in a way Philly never was. The air smelled like promise. My new office overlooked the Colorado River. For the first time, I felt like I could breathe. I built a team, found a house with a porch that begged for sunrise coffee. Life started feeling like mine, but I wasn't done in my first day as director. I logged into my bank account, one by one. I canceled every automatic payment I had set up. For them, Mum and Dad's utilities, Liam's phone, Owen's gym, Grace's shopping sprees. Each click was a door slamming shut, a weight lifting off my chest. A week later, the reckoning began. My phone lit up with missed calls, voicemails, and texts. Mum's voice, desperate. "Martin, the power company is threatening to cut us off." Liam, whining. "Bro, my phone's disconnected. You've got to help." Grace, sharp and cold. "My card got declined. What's your deal, Martin?" I didn't answer. I let them stew, let them scramble. They didn't miss me. They missed their ATM. But then came the twist that cracked me wide open. A month later, a letter arrived, handwritten. From Grace. I almost shredded it without a glance. But the first line made my breath hitch. "Martin, we're so sorry," I read, on my pulse quickening. "We were wrong about Fiji, about Christmas, about everything. We were selfish. We don't want your money. We want you back. Please call us." I read that letter 4 times, my hands shaking. A part of me wanted to believe them, to think they had changed. But then I reached the last line, and it punched the air out of me. "Dad's in the hospital. Martin, we can't afford the bills without you." There it was, the truth, wrapped in a pretty apology, but as transparent as glass. They didn't want me back. They wanted their bank that night. I stood in my backyard, the Texas sky sprawling above, and I set that letter on fire. Watched the flames devour their words, watched the ashes scatter. Then I changed my number, blocked their emails, shut every door for good. Austin became my sanctuary. My team thrived, hitting numbers the corporate office didn't think were possible. I made friends who never asked for handouts, people who liked me, not my wallet. And then there was Emma. We met at a local bookstore, both reaching for the same weather-beaten copy of East of Eden. She laughed when our fingers touched. Not a polite laugh, a real from-the-belly laugh. That was the beginning. She didn't care about my savings, my job title. She cared about my awful grilling attempts and my obsession with succulents that kept dying and being replaced. Life was simple. Life was mine. For the first time, I wasn't living in someone else's shadow. But peace is never permanent. After I burned that letter, Claire called me into her office. Her face was tense. "Martin, you need to see this." She slid her tablet across the desk. It was a social media post, a video. My family, sitting in their living room, tearful, pleading. "Our son abandoned us," Mom said, eyes glassy. "We supported him through everything. Now he refuses to help with Dad's medical bills." Thousands of comments. Sympathy. Outrage. My name was dragged through the mud. They had turned the narrative. I was the villain now. The cold son who left his family to rot. Claire's eyes were careful. "What do you want to do?" I leaned back, exhaled slowly. "Nothing. Let them drown in their lies." But Emma had other ideas that night. She found me on the porch, staring into the dusk. She sat beside me, her hand finding mine. "You don't fight them for revenge, Martin. You fight them to free yourself completely." Emma was right. The next day, I posted my video. Not to fight, not to argue, just the truth. I told my story. The Fiji plan, the Christmas text, the payments, the letter. I didn't name call, I didn't rage. I just told the truth. And the truth has a way of finding its mark. The tide shifted. Messages poured in. Support, understanding. People shared their own stories of being used by those who claimed to love them. I wasn't alone. The final nail. A message from a hospital administrator. "Mr. Martin, your father's bills were covered by his insurance months ago. Your family has been using his health as leverage." That was the end. Not with a bang. With a quiet, undeniable truth. I'd never heard from them again. Not a word. Not a plea. Now, my porch is alive with succulents that finally thrive. Emma's laughter fills the house. My life is quiet, but it's mine. Free from the wreckage I once called family, because family isn't who shares your blood. It's who shares your heart. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is walk away. Tell me, have you ever had to burn a bridge to save yourself? I am listening.